Hello everybody, we're back at the Holy Well again for the third time really, because the first time we were here I talked about the ritual of tying ribbons on the hawthorn tree, and you can see that here behind me to my left. And then in the second video I brought you into the Holy Well itself, which is surrounded by this stone wall here, and I talked about the significance of that and the rituals that we can perform at the Holy Well itself. And what I'm going to do today is talk to you about how people come here to the Holy Well and they do the rounds of the well. That means they walk around it as a form of prayer, and they walk around it 7 times. And there's a robin singing to me there, lovely. It's beginning spring, where spring is in the air for the robin. So yeah, they walk around the well, and here the tradition is to walk around 7 times, and you must walk around in a sunwise direction. That means in the same direction that the sun goes around the earth, and that in the northern hemisphere is a clockwise direction. So we walk around in a clockwise direction. In the Irish language it's called a turas deisceal. Now, turas is a journey, and a deisceal is to the south or to the right. It's the same word for both. So you go to the south and you go to the right, and you walk around 7 times. And as you do, you say your prayers. People come here all the time, especially on the feast of St. Ciaran, the 9th of September, and they walk around the well and they say their prayers. And what most people say is the Our Father, the Hail Mary, the Creed, the prayers they know off by heart in their heads, so they can just repeat that over and over as they walk around. I have other ways of suggesting to people how to do it, because we're sort of moving on. The idea of the 7 rounds is connected with, I believe, the 7 days of the week, which in turn are connected with what used to be thought of as the 7 planets. We now know there are 9 planets, but originally people thought there were 7, and each of them was connected with some divine energy. So each round of the well was calling in that particular divine energy. So that's another way to do it. You can think of 7 different ways that you imagine the divine to be and call in that energy each time you go round. Another way to do it that I suggest to people who come here is to think of their 7 chakras. Of course, now people say there are more than 7 chakras, but for those who think that there are 7 chakras, then you can work through your body, starting down below and working up through your body until you get to the crown chakra, and each round can represent that. And so you can call in blessings for each aspect, if you like, of your body and the life that leads to in your body. So they're the ways of doing it. Now, as people walk around, they take stones in their hands to count each round. So you pick up a pebble. There's a little dish here with pebbles left for that purpose. And you, when you're beginning your rounds, you collect 7 pebbles in your hand. And then you begin. And what I like to do is hold 1 pebble out, hold the 6 other pebbles, let's say, in my left hand, and the one that I've picked out I hold on my right, and hold that up. And that's representing whatever it is for you. You decide what that represents for you. It could be a person you're thinking of, it could be for yourself, it could be for one of your chakras, it could be for some divine energy you wish to draw into your life. Whatever it is, you walk around with that stone in your hand. And when you come back to the place where you picked up the stones, you drop that particular stone back in. Now you have 6 stones left, so you pick out another one and you walk around again. And you do that 7 times. And when you've done your rounds, then you approach the well like we did in the last video, and then you reach into the well, and again it's up to you what that means to you. In the Christian tradition, it's reaching in to connect with maybe the sacred or the holiness of St. Ciaran, is connecting with the wisdom of the Holy Spirit. Maybe that's what it is for Christians. For people before Christianity, because wells were sacred before Christianity, I think it was a reaching into the womb of the earth itself, where life came from. And so you're connecting back to the source of your own life, and maybe to the source of the life of other people that you're thinking of and praying for. And of course, it's a symbol of the feminine as well. So you're reaching into that feminine divine energy that maybe you can feel at this holy well. So that's the way it goes here. I hope that you can find ways to give expression to this type of ritual in your own life, perhaps at a sacred place that has water in it, or even you can do the rounds around a sacred tree or around anything else that's sacred to you, whatever it is for you. It could be a little monument that you've built in your backyard or your back garden, or it could be somewhere sacred out in nature that you like to visit regularly, and you can decide to do the rounds. That's what happened actually when Christianity developed here in Ireland. The tradition of the rounds, which had been there for the Celts before Christianity, honouring, if you like, the sacred feminine, ended up being adapted by the Christian monks so that they began to do the rounds around a church, for example, or which I think maybe is where the Stations of the Cross came from, or perhaps around the grave of one of their holy monks who had died and was buried, and they'd pray by walking around. These early Irish monks tended to pray physically with their body, not just staying in one place, but doing something with their body while they prayed. And this doing the rounds became one of the very popular ways of praying in medieval Celtic Ireland. So thank you. We'll talk to you again next time.